Before the rescue team had arrived, Vorden and Quinn were both sitting down in the center of the arena. The two of them didn't have much to talk about, so they just chatted about their old lives at school. Quinn's life seemed horrible. He went on to explain how he was raised with no parents and how he was bullied since entering school. The bullying wasn't really bad until the treaty was signed. When there was no more war, that's when people started to go crazy. However, whenever Quinn would ask Vorden about his school life, he would give a simple answer and ask Quinn a question. The first few times, he didn't really notice anything strange, but then Quinn started purposely asking questions that were harder to avoid. But again, Vorden seemed to avoid the question, and in the end, Quinn decided to stop. It wasn't right integrating someone like this. If Vorden had something he didn't want to share, then it was up to him. "Hey, I just noticed something," Vorden said as he pointed at Quinn's wrist. Quinn lifted his hand and looked at it, and even he was surprised by what he was seeing. The number on his wristwatch was still saying he was a level 1. "I thought you said it would change when I activated my MC points." "Well, that's what's supposed to happen." Vorden then placed his hand on his chin as he thought about it for a while. "Do you think it's because you're a vampire? Just like how I can't copy your shadow ability, the watch might not be able to measure your type of MC in your body." Hearing this news, Quinn was actually a little upset. With the use and gain of an ability as well as Vorden's plan, he was looking forward to being able to use his powers freely. As a level 6 user, people would no longer challenge him just as he walked around the school. But now if he showed he had shadow powers and the number on his wristwatch still indicated 1, they would be just as suspicious about him. They would say the watch was broken and get him a new one, but it would just be the same result. "I think it's best if you hide your shadow ability for now," said Vorden. "You've already hidden your vampire abilities for this song. You can hide your shadow abilities, right?" Vorden could see Quinn was a little downhearted by the news he had given him. After learning what Quinn had gone through at his last school, it was understandable. In a way, Vorden thought he was helping him by getting revenge and attacking those second years, but it was just making him and Peter a bigger target. "I'm so selfish," Vorden thought. "Don't look so down," said Vorden. "If we find someone in the school that's good at technology, we can get them to tinker with the watch. They don't need to find out about your cells, but just get someone to hack it, so it displays the number 6. Plus, look at the bright side. The military tournament is coming up, and it would be good if you hide your ability until then. Show everyone on the big stage. Besides, if you come back with a level 6 now, they would be more shocked about how you learnt it so fast, so it works in our favor." Hearing those words did cheer Quinn up a bit. There was always a geeky person who was good at technology in school. The only problem was approaching said person. Maybe this was something Layla would be better at doing. Just then, the sergeants and professors had entered the room, and surprisingly, the first person who ran up to both of them was their homeroom teacher, Dell. He continued to dash forward until he gave the two of them a big hug. "I'm so glad you're both safe," he said with tears rolling down his face. Quinn and Vorden thought it was sweet and didn't realize the homeroom teacher cared about them so much. But the truth was, Dell didn't care about either of them at all. He was filled with tears of joy that they wouldn't have to stay in this scary place any longer. He felt like the longer he remained in this place, the more likely he was to die, especially after seeing Ian's dead body on the floor. Hayley then came over to the two of them and did a general checkup to see if they were okay. "You look a little different from the last time I saw you," Hayley said. "You remember me?" Quinn asked. "Of course I do. I remember you taking that girl to my office at that time." Not many people even remembered what Quinn looked like after seeing him the first time, which is why the other teachers had no reaction when seeing him, so he was quite surprised. "Boys your age do grow quick. You're looking like a man already," she said, smiling. She didn't know why, but as she was touching Quinn all over, she could feel his bulging muscles. His body was toned for his age, and a certain feeling was coming over her a little. "Looks like the charm effect is working," the system said. "It's a shame you didn't save up all your stats and pull all your points into the thing. She would have confessed to you right here and now." At first, Quinn thought the system was joking, but looking at Hayley's face, she really was taking a little longer to check up on him compared to Vorden. Suddenly she snapped out of it and took her hands away. After checking all their vitals were fine, she handed both of them a food pill. Vorden took the pill immediately, while Quinn did the same. Although Quinn felt full, he decided to still take the pill regardless. However, as the pill went into Quinn's mouth and down his throat, he started coughing wildly. It was as if he was choking on the pill. "Is he choking?" Dell asked. "I highly doubt it. The pill is around the same size as a pea, and it dissolves almost immediately." Quinn continued to cough with his hands placed on his knees until he threw up all across the floor. Faye, who was standing by his side, had a worried look on her face. "Hayley, quick, check up on him. There's blood in his vomit." Quinn hadn't eaten anything in the last 2 days. If this was the case with anyone else, then they would be starving with hunger. However, it wasn't the case for Quinn. Before eating the pill, he felt completely full, and he could guess the reason why. Ian's blood. The last thing he had eaten was the blood, and it was all he currently had inside his stomach. For some reason, as soon as he took that pill, it was like his body was rejecting it. Inedible substance consumed, minus 10 HP, 45 of 55 HP. Quinn had no trouble consuming foods before. Sure, his taste buds were bland compared to before, but he could always scoff the food down his throat no matter what it was. Hayley rushed over to check on Quinn once again and placed him on the floor. She checked everything she could and even started to use her healing ability on his stomach. A soothing feeling came over him as the light emitting from her hands produced a faint glow. A healing ability has been detected. Unable to block ability. +1, +1. 55 of 55 HP. It was a relief to know that healing abilities still worked for Quinn. In the future, it would be handy to have one in his circle if he was ever seriously injured. "Thank you. I feel much better," Quinn said. "Your hunger grows." Although she was able to heal him back up to full health, the healing ability could do nothing about the food he had just spilt all over the floor. "Did you find out what's wrong with the boy?" Faye asked. "Not yet," Hayley replied, "but I would need to take him back to the doctor's office when I get back." Just then Leo had returned, carrying something over his shoulder. As soon as he entered the room, Quinn was able to tell what it was straight away. The sweet smell was calling to him. "Blood bank used, 90 of 100 milliliters. You are no longer hungry." After taking some blood from his blood bank, he no longer had the urge to go grab the body of Leo's shoulder. However, the sweet smell did still remain in the room. "Are we ready to head off now?" Leo said, staring in the direction of Quinn. "Is he looking at me? Can't be right, he is blind after all." "Now you two," Faye said, looking at Vorden and Quinn. "When we head back, I want a detailed report of what happened. Although we have already heard the other side of the story, we would like to hear yours, so it matches up." Vorden and Quinn looked at each other. "You mean you know someone pushed us into the portal?" Vorden asked. "Yes, the second year who was responsible came forward and admitted it. General Duke is dealing with his punishment as we speak." The two didn't know why, but someone was covering for Peter, which meant that Vorden and Quinn's suspicions were right. Someone had asked Peter to do this, and it wasn't just anyone. Someone with a high enough backing to be able to cover up and get a second year to take the blame.
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.